What's the most nonchalant thing you did? It was a Tuesday afternoon, one of those days where everything feels like it's moving in slow motion. I was at work, finishing up a report, when I got a text from my buddy, Mike. Hey, can you come to the hospital? It's not an emergency, but I'd really appreciate it. I paused for a moment, rereading the message. Mike wasn't the type to ask for help unless it was serious, but the casual tone threw me off. I grabbed my bag, told my boss I had to step out, and headed to the hospital. When I arrived, Mike was sitting in the waiting room, looking a little pale, but otherwise calm. What's going on? I asked, taking a seat beside him. He smiled sheepishly. I broke my wrist. What? How? Tried to dunk on a hoop that was way too high, he said, shaking his head. Didn't end well. I stared at him, incredulous. You broke your wrist and didn't think to tell me that in the text. Didn't want to make it sound like a big deal, he said with a shrug. It wasn't the first time Mike had handled a serious situation with surprising nonchalance. But as it turned out, that day was my turn to take the title of most nonchalant. While we were waiting for his name to be called, I got a phone call from my mom. She rarely called during work hours, so I figure it must be important. Hey Mom, what's up? I asked, stepping into the hallway for some privacy. Your brother's car broke down, and he's stuck on the side of the highway. Can you go help him? I checked the time. It was almost 3 p.m., and traffic would soon be picking up. Sure, I'll head there as soon as Mike is taken care of. Is everything okay? My mom asked. Yeah, just a broken wrist. No big deal. I replied casually, realizing too late how ridiculous that sounded. My mom's silence on the other end of the line was deafening. After hanging up, I went back to Mike, who was now engrossed in a video on his phone. Hey, once you're all set, I need to go rescue my brother. His car broke down. Oh no. Do you need me to come with you? I raised an eyebrow. With your broken wrist? I think I've got it. By the time Mike was out of the ER with a shiny new cast, the sun was starting to set. I dropped him off at home, made sure he had everything he needed, and headed to the highway to find my brother. He was sitting on the hood of his car, looking annoyed but otherwise fine. Took you long enough, he said as I pulled up behind him. Sorry, I was busy dealing with a broken wrist, I replied, still in the same casual tone. My brother's expression shifted from annoyance to confusion, then amusement. Whose wrist? He asked, laughing. Mike's. Long story. We managed to get his car towed and caught a ride back to his apartment. As we waited for the tow truck, he turned to me and said, You're surprisingly calm about all this. Most people would be stressed out by now. I thought about it for a moment. He was right. Between Mike's broken wrist, the highway rescue, and juggling work, I hadn't felt a flicker of panic. Maybe it was because none of it had been life-threatening, or maybe it was just one of those days where everything felt manageable despite the chaos. That night, I recounted the day's events to Mike over the phone. He laughed, his voice light and cheerful despite the painkillers he was on. I think you win the award for the most nonchalant thing today, he said. Me? You're the one who broke your wrist and acted like it was nothing. Yeah. But you handled all of it like it was just another Tuesday. I am impressed. Looking back, that day was a perfect example of how sometimes being nonchalant isn't about indifference. It's about staying grounded when life throws you curveballs. Whether it's a broken wrist, a car breakdown, or juggling multiple crises at once, a calm demeanor can make all the difference. And sometimes it even makes for a good story to share.